Life is what you make of it. Fairly simple concept. You know, life is what you choose it to be. Life is beautiful or life is evil. It's up to you. The way you see life, the way you choose to see life. And sometimes things happen to us that we necessarily couldn't control, especially when we're young. I feel like a lot of times we go through some problems which shape us in a way where we see life in a skewed way. You know, not everything is sunshine and rainbows, which it isn't. I'll be honest, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's not completely dark and dreary. It's in a sense it's in the middle, right? Without one, there's not the other. Without light, there's no dark. And sometimes I feel as if we gravitate too much towards the dark. We don't remind ourselves of the beauty of life, the beauty of personal connection, the beauty of us as people. I feel like we forget that sometimes, and in some way, shape, form, or fashion, it has to be acknowledged. It has to be shown to us that it's worth some sort of value. That not even some, it's worth a lot of value, where we see life in the best way possible, knowing that things could be worse, but still wanting the best, still hoping for the best. You know, I feel like a lot of times we lose hope. You know, we get so caught up in this negativity, it's like we lose hope in society. You see people arguing with each other over beliefs, ideas, and things they like. You know, okay, this player is better than this player. You're wrong. Or even so, if you're not this, then you're worth nothing. Or if you don't have this, and this, then you don't amount to much. Or it's all this conflict online. It's weird, because I feel like in day-to-day life, you go outside and talk to people, it's like you don't really interact with that. It's still possible. Now some people may hold on to it, but it's not the main idea or ideology. It's not the prevalent thing that's in the world. And I feel like because people who are chronically online, I'll say it as that, chronically online, they attach themselves to too many things and argue for too many reasons. It's like, I feel as if sometimes they're not the same people you see outside, you know, because some people got things going on, some people, whatever the reason may be, but it's like, you go online and you see all this toxicity, and it's like, I don't want to be here. Or even so, think about it, the algorithm, you know, it puts things that you interact with more often. So if you constantly keep interacting with negativity, it's like you're trapping yourself. It's like being sad and listening to sad music. You're making things stay longer. You're trying to feel that feeling more. Drown yourself in that emotion, whatever emotion it might be. But again, back to the whole point, it's like life is what you make it, right? What do you want to make it? Genuine question, what do you want to make of it? Life is in your hands. Not everything is in your control, but with what is in your control, what will you do about it? What will you do with it? Your potential. What will you do with your potential? Will you waste it, squander it, you know, mismanage it? You mismanage yourself. That's what a lot of people do. I realize that. A lot of people mismanage themselves. They have so much potential, so much things that they could accomplish or become, but they don't use it to their full ability. Because I'm just thinking, right, of a time and place where I did the same. You know, I think I'm I trust my work ethic. I'll say that. But at the time, I didn't put that work ethic into nothing. I didn't put it into nothing, not even to learning, not even to experiences. I just stayed at home, and guess what? No growth happening. Nothing. No new idea, no new challenge, no new problem waiting to be solved that I can solve. And I stagnated, you know? And it gets me thinking of like people cling on to old ideas of themselves, whether it was, the peak of their life, quote unquote peak, or the worst time of their life, and they attach themselves to it when they aren't there no more. They aren't in that position. Every day is a new day to change yourself. Every day is a new day to become more of you. I feel like a lot of times we are detached from ourselves. We are separated from ourselves, and we have to reconnect with ourselves. To so much distraction. It's so easy to be distracted now. But distractions are gonna come. It's hard to stop it. Sometimes I'll fall into it too. But at the same time, it's like, do you allow yourself time to connect with yourself? Do you? That was one thing I had to do for me. Even now, I'll find myself, it's like, okay, I feel like there's so much going on in my brain. Let me slow down. I'll take out my AirPod. I'll just, if I'm at work, I'll just do my work. Silent. And let my thoughts just figure themselves out, things pass, and continue on. I feel like that's where I get in a clear space. And even so, just going outside, going for a 5-minute walk instead of being on your phone for 5 minutes, or just sitting outside, it helps a lot. I was training today for soccer, and it was like my brain was not focused. There was no focus. It was split. It was split between the music I had in my ear and the ball and trying to shoot. Now, and usually I'm okay, right? But today I'm like, I can't do it, because I was also just waking up too. Because I had the morning off. I didn't work in the morning. And guess what? So I took the AirPod out, put my phone away. Let me just focus on this. Let me focus on this single task. And my performance was so much better than when it was in two different places, trying to mingle between the two. And that's the thing. Sometimes I feel like we have to focus on one thing at a time. Wait till that's done, move on to the next. Because sure, in some ways, think about it. School, you learn how to read, write, science, math, all of that at one time. But sometimes it's like, think of like a skill, like the guitar or a sport. Sometimes you just need a lock in right there. Just you enter that flow state, as they call it, that flow state, where you're just one with the thing you're at hand with. And I feel like you get a lot more done that way. Sometimes I do wonder, I genuinely have hope. There's still that glimmer in my eyes. There's still that, chance that everything could turn out better. If for everyone else and also myself. And I want to be a part of it. Do what I want to see in the world. Be what I want to see in the world. I want to see peace. I want to see love. I want to see positivity. And I'm going to be that. I want to be that for myself and for others. That's why, sometimes I may, judge just for the fun of it. And in regards, it's something lighthearted. I don't mean nothing serious by it, and they know it. I just be smiling, I'll be laughing. It's but at the same time, I never judge no one. I don't, or I don't hold anything against anyone. They did what they did, and whether it affects me personally, it's if it does affect me personally, and I choose, I don't want to associate with that. You do your own thing, I'm gonna do my thing. We just separate. Cool. I don't got no hate for them. I don't got nothing like that. It's just the fact that it's like, recognize who you keep around you. They play a huge part in your life. You know, think about it, because in the same way, it's like, imagine you have a kid. Think about their circle of influence. You know, your significant other and their family and your family, and it's like, what are you teaching? What are you teaching? Because you're not the only one in that person's life. Just as you're not the only one in your life, you have other people around, and if not, you know, I feel like we all need some sort of connection. I feel like we all need some sort of connection, even if it's online. You know, and I don't want you to get trapped in one ideology where you're so stuck on, you know, if you either believe this or I hate you. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want, you know, I believe this, you believe that. Cool. Agree to disagree. Or, you know, if you're able to, if it's something that where there's something more helpful, you can adapt. Or if you realize, you know, that's not for me, that's cool. Open-minded, broad-minded, and curious. That's what I genuinely just want to leave onto the world, or to my community, impact, circle, the impact. And life is what you make of it, isn't it? You know, whether you wake up and decide, you know, I feel good, I feel okay, I feel great, or oh my, I already got this to worry about, It's like, no, let me worry about it when I get to it. Let me just enjoy my moment right now. Let me enjoy my moment right now of just waking up. I may be tired, I may be extremely tired, knowing that sometimes you don't get the best of sleep, you don't get much sleep, sometimes you oversleep, and you know you're still tired. It's like, oh well. Let me keep moving on with my day, and let me just enjoy the moments. And I guess what I have an appreciation for, when I step outside of my house, right, I just hear the birds chirping, sun rising, and it's like so peaceful, it's so tranquil, so serene, and it's like, okay, beautiful, great start to my day. And that's usually when I go to work, and I'm just, you know, I enjoy the people I work with. Sometimes I feel like we don't always have that. I've seen that too. You know, I think it's just because I'm so, like, just not to be just whatever, but I feel like it's just because I'm just there, I'm just vibing. I'm not trying to cause problems. I just see people have that sort of friction. I've seen a lot of just tension between people. You know, you gossip, things like that, and I'm just like, I'm here. Oh well, I heard it. You know, I'm not gonna change much about what I do. I be in my own lane, just doing my thing. And if I talk to people or people talk to me, I just engage with them. I don't hold nothing against no one, and you know, it's weird. I think that's why it's like, I don't know, I haven't had problems with people that I'm aware of. People could say things about me and I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even care, to be honest. That's what you believe. Doesn't necessarily affect me, but that's what you believe. It's your thoughts about me, and okay, cool. But at some point, it's like, I see the tension, and I'm like, I don't want to involve myself in it. You know, they'll tell me, cool, I'm not doing nothing with that. I'm not pushing any buttons. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just listening, just to listen. Even so, just like some final thoughts, right? Because it's so interesting seeing how our past affects who we become. You know, as we're kids, what we're taught, shown, and told is right or wrong and good and bad. It's like how it affects us. You know, one thing I realized for me personally is like when someone's on the phone, right? I don't like talking. I'll turn the music down just so they get some clearer connection. And I think it's good. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I think that's a positive thing I learned. You know, not to interrupt people. Because I understand when it's like there's too much noise going on. I don't want distractions. I don't. I'll be honest with that. And even so, I guess there's some, you know, downsides of things I was taught, like I wouldn't, at times I wouldn't really choose to speak my mind, just because the repercussions I might face. Now you know, if they want my genuine opinion, I'll tell them. But at that time, I would hold back, because it's like the fear of some sort of backlash or some sort of problem that could come from it. And maybe in some way I've become a bit avoidant. I definitely was at a certain point in my life, you know, avoidant of all the problems and running away from different things in my life. And that was something that was definitely there, you know. But now it's like I see something and I'm like, okay, I have to deal with it. I have to deal with it at some time, some point. Better now than never, or sooner rather than later. That's what I've come to realize. That was something I had to confront. Something I had to confront too, were so many worries of growing up. That was a huge one for me. You know, I could have been stuck in the thoughts and ideas like I don't want to grow up. And it wasn't even in the sense like I want to remain a kid forever, but it's like I don't want to see the people I care for grow old and eventually pass away. That was a fear of mine. That was a thing I did not want to live through. I still haven't experienced it, you know, thankfully, but I know it's coming. I'll never be ready for it. You know, it happens when it happens, and I hope when it happens, there will be a good support system around me. As I know I have close people in my life that I care for. So I believe I'll be alright. You know, time and attention and nurture heals wounds. Nurturing yourself, grieving, you know, okay. Even at sometimes it's like you may have to grieve who you once were. You changed. That's okay. You know, I changed, and that's perfectly fine. Much respect to the me that got me to where I was in that point. But I can't be that person no more. People may also say the same thing. You changed. You're no longer around. You don't show up. You're not there like you used to be. Because I could not. Not where I wanted to go physically, mentally, emotionally. You know, some people may say spiritually. That's up to you if you believe in that. But at some point, it's like, you know, it's moving towards just figuring out yourself and becoming. As it's an ongoing journey. As you age, your mind and perspective will change, so you'll change along with it. And hopefully it's for the better. Hopefully it's not in a path of chaos, destruction, negativity, doubt, fear. Of course, those emotions will be there. Doubt, fear, anxiety, it'll always be there, but will we be strong enough to go beyond it? And I guess I just want to leave it off there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it off there. See ya.